All right, we are live on YouTube and we are also all right, so we are live on YouTube and we are also live on Instagram. So when you see my eyes going this way, I'm on Instagram like this, I'm on YouTube. So good evening once again, everyone. It's been an amazing time being with us here. So not wasting much of our time. I know it's late. Some of us in our country, this is afternoon. Some of us in our country, this is still morning. I believe you can hear me loud and clear. So, not wasting our time, I came here so that we can discuss the role of your spirit being in your life, more especially in your business life. All right. So, I need you to know that your life experiences is the function of the wealth in your mind. The experiences you have in life, the kind of life you live, is a function of the kind of wealth you have in your mind. You always hear me preach that wealth is about 80% mindset and 20% operation and every other thing you do. All right, so it's a result of your state of mind, and the healthier your body is, the longer you will last on this planet called Earth. Why do I say that? Because we all on Earth, we are all spirits being in a human body that gave us access to be in this earthly realm. So your body is the container that needs to be serviced and not necessarily your spirit. Your body is the vehicle that moves you around. So without your body, you will not be permitted to be on this earth realm. And that's what differentiates us and the spirit world, because they don't have the body to be able to operate on this earth realm. So when you're living your life, when you're running your business, you need to remember that you are a spirit being, and your body is what gives you access to the earth realm. Okay, so now that you know that you are a spirit being and your spirit is the link to your divine infinite intelligence, it's written in the book of Job 32 verse 8. It says the spirit inspiration of the Almighty gives him understanding. All right. Now, knowing that, do you know that you are a spirit being and your spirit is what links your divinity to the infinite intelligence? Okay, so I know your next question will be like, Eminence Augusta, what's the role of the spirit in totality in my life as a business owner? Now, I need you to know that your spirit is the real you and not really your body. Your spirit is the real you. So it is internal. It is in form of a breath. It's a force and not something physical. It has an origin. It has a part of you that comes from God. Remember, God made us in his own image and likeness. So a part of us came directly from God, which is our creator. Okay, so God being our creator, God, our creator, lives in the spirit realm, not in the physical realm. And he is infinite in the concept of time and space. God exists outside time and space, which means that the concept of time and space does not exist in the spiritual realm. All right. But you as a person, how does this relate to you? I'm coming there right now. So, do you know that your tomorrow has 14 different possibilities? In fact, research has it that our life is in 14 different dimensions. And God, who is infinite, knows every possibility, every possible outcome for your life. And that is why he inspires ideas into our mind. So whenever you connect to your infinite force, you call it inspiration. And that is why most times a lot of us always get this kind of inspiration. Someone like me, when I'm in my bathroom, and that's why I don't joke with my bathroom, as much as there are tiles everywhere, I make sure it's always sparkling clean. When you're in your bathroom, it's like there's this source of inspiration when you are there in your nakedness, communing with water as an element of the earth. There's this gush of inspiration that comes in. So whenever you connect your infinite force, we call it inspiration. So now that we've talked about inspiration and you know that you're a spirit being, and you understand your link to the spiritual realm, and you understand how the inspiration comes, let's now talk about understanding. All right, so understanding is what brings in profitability. Hence, you can have information, you can have knowledge, you can have understanding, and you can also have wisdom. So the information I'm giving you right now becomes knowledge when you assimilate it, when you understand it, when you practicalize it, and when you teach it. Do you get that? So whatever I'm giving you right now, when you're watching a movie, when you are reading a book, when you are going through a course, what you are obtaining there is information. And that information becomes knowledge when you assimilate the information, when you understand the information, when you practicalize the information, and when you teach that information. But let me warn you, if you consume information and gain knowledge through it, but you did not practicalize it, you cannot be successful or wealthy with that information. That is just the basic truth. Because information can only be powerful when you practice the knowledge you've gained. And that's why a friend of mine will always say information is conductivity. It can be powerful when you implement on the information you've gained. But a person that gains information, consumes the energy, and practice the knowledge gives you understanding. And that's where understanding is coming from. So I'm talking about your ability to gain information as a spirit being, where the inspiration comes to you in your life and you can implement in your business and every other areas of your life. We've understood the concepts that we all are spirit being on this planet, and the body we have is the reason why we can express and dominate and exist on earth. Without a body, a spirit cannot exist on earth. And that is why a lot of spirits in the spiritual realm, they admire we humans. Remember, we are created in the image of created in the image of God and his likeness. So meaning part of us comes from God. There's a part of us that comes from there's a part of us that comes from God. All right. So, and we understand that inspiration comes from the spiritual realm. Now, if inspiration comes from the spiritual realm, I will now want us to focus on your ability to gain information, gain knowledge, understand it, then apply it as what? Wisdom. And that is where the success comes into play. Okay, so the person that gains information, consumes the knowledge, and practices the knowledge gives you understanding. Now, remember, knowledge is what? Knowledge is applied, knowledge is applied wisdom. All right. So when things happen around you, when you obtain profitability from an information you applied, is because you've gained wisdom. All right. So what happens when you've obtained profitability from the information you apply? When you obtain profitability from the information you applied, that is what is called wisdom. And when it's called wisdom, you, the individual, you are now seen as a wise person. All right, you are now seen as a wise person. But I need you to note that the difference between knowing something there's a difference between knowing something and understanding something. Now, understanding differ from person to person based on the way we apply what we understood from the knowledge we gain through an information we access. So when you expand your understanding, it means that you are creating a personalized approach to create your own customized results through the information you've acquired, which becomes knowledge. All right. So hope you are with me. Okay. So having said this, there are 4 different approaches to creating a customized result for yourself. The first is the acquisition of information. The second is the acquisition of knowledge. The third is understanding. And the fourth is wisdom. So I need you to know that knowledge comes with emotions. It doesn't stop at information level. You gain understanding and practice that understanding to gain wisdom. And when you gain wisdom, having money, creating wealth becomes a result of the wisdom you've gained through the understanding of the knowledge you acquired from an information. All right. So with understanding, you begin to ask yourself, these things that I know, how can I make money out of it? Because understanding makes you outstanding. It's only when you feed on an information, gain wisdom, then implement to understand, then it makes you outstanding because you become a wise person, and there is where wisdom is found. And this is why you need to do your best to become profitable with your knowledge. For example, you can monetize your knowledge, and that's one of the niche in the online business, in the internet space. You see a lot of people monetizing their knowledge by teaching people what they know, by creating digital products with what they know. You see, these are the 2 ways you can monetize your knowledge. All right. So if you're here, you're listening to me, those of us on Zoom and YouTube, if you're listening to me and you have a wealth of knowledge, you are experienced in a particular field of area, and you would like to learn how to monetize your knowledge, how to create digital products and sell and make money, trust me, a lot of people are ready to pay you for the knowledge you have, for the expertise, the experience you've acquired over time as a professional or as an expert. So if you need assistance, you can send me a DM or connect with me using the link on my bio, book a strategic section with me so that I can assist you on how you can monetize your knowledge. Yeah, I can help you for those of us that don't understand what it means to monetize our knowledge. All right. So, having said that, I need you to ask yourself, how can I make money from the knowledge that I have? Because that is where monetization comes into play. Remember, this is the understanding zone. For you to monetize your knowledge, it means that you understand the knowledge. You acquired an information, you implemented and practicalized on it. You acquired an information, you gained knowledge by understanding that information, which makes you to implement and execute in order for you to gain wisdom. And that makes you a wise person because you've created a customized result. All right. So having said that, here is a secret I want you to know that will help you to answer any question that you seek in terms of how to monetize your knowledge. But I need you to first remember that inspiration comes from God Almighty. Remember, you're a spirit being and you have a connection with the spiritual realm. All right. Inspiration comes from God Almighty, which can give you the answer to your questions on how you can make money from your knowledge. One of the thing you need to do as a business person, as an entrepreneur, is have a very close relationship with the Holy Spirit. Because when you have a close relationship with the Holy Spirit, when you are in tune with your spirituality and divinity, you'll be able to gain the aspirations, the information from God, the information that is customized for you from the spiritual realm. Okay, so I need you to always bear in mind that inspiration means spirit in motion. All right, that is what inspiration means, spirit in motion, which means divine insight and understanding makes the difference of everything. When you have that divine insight and you understand it and you implement and execute, you become outstanding, and that makes a difference. That makes you to differentiate yourself from every other person, and you see people will see you as a wise person. Why? Because you've gained wisdom. All right. So the more connectivity you have to your spirit being, the higher your understanding will be. The more connectivity you have with your spirit, the higher understanding you're going to have, and the more money and the more wealth you're going to create. So, my dear Alpha Lions in business, I want you to focus on connecting with the right spirit of wealth. Knowing your spirit, connecting deeply with your spirituality and your divinity, that will lead you to the right spirit of wealth, because you can't get to certain levels of wealth without inspiration, having the right inspiration. And inspiration can gain you understanding. And when the inspiration gains you understanding, it becomes wisdom when you apply it to get a customized result for yourself. All right. So I believe we are not lost and we understood so far all I have said. Now, some of you would start asking, how can I link everything I've said about being a spirit being to making money? Now that you've understood the concept of where inspiration comes into play, into your life and into your business, the need of you connecting to your spirituality. The next thing I want to ask you is, what can, in terms of monetization, what can you do? So let's talk about what you can do. Let's answer the question, what can you do? Because some of you, with everything I've said, the next thing is, what can you do with what you have right now? What can you do with this piece of information I've given you? Now, when you find yourself asking yourself, what can you do? The what refers to the niche you need to play in. The can refers to your abilities. The you refers to your personality, and the do refers to your value. So let's take, for instance, you have a bill right now and you don't even have the cash right now to settle that bill. The question you should be asking yourself is what? What can I do to do what? To raise funds to settle this bill. So your question, your answer to this question that will pay your bill is, telling you what can you do, what niche are you playing into, what skill do you have, what problem can you solve. That is the questions you need to answer. What personality do you have right now? What value can you offer to the marketplace? What are your abilities? All right, your ability to answer these four questions: what can you do, what niche can you play into, what are your ability and capacity, what are the skills you have, what are your personality, what is your value, boils down to your ability to answer this question. So let me give you, for example, back in the day, a few years ago, I found myself rising as doing well in business offline, rising to the top, became an eight-figure earner, and all of a sudden I found myself crashing to ground zero. So there was a time life hit me so hard that I went down to ground zero. When I mean ground zero, I was broke and broken. Now, what did I do to raise myself back up? I had to do what? I had to start learning skills. I had to start paying attention to the marketplace. I had to start doing the things that require me to do what? To earn more, knowing fully well that the attention of the market and the attention of people have shifted ground. I had to learn skills, I had to implement, I had to execute, and I did it aggressively. And ladies and gentlemen, in 4 months, I was able to become a millionaire in my local currency. Why? Because as much as I was ready to learn and implement and execute on new things, the past experiences I had before in sales and marketing as a professional marketer was still in me. So all I did was to bring in my experience and aggressively implement and execute to raise myself back up. And that's why you hear this saying where they say, if you drop me in a desert, just give me 1 month, give me a mobile phone, and I'll become a millionaire within 30 days. Why? Because we've acquired a lot of experience that you can't take away from us. We have a lot of skills that you can't take away from us. All right. So at that point, when I found myself to ground zero, the first question I asked myself, since I decided to move from the offline business space to the online business space, I asked myself, what can I do? And at that point, in my own experience, I couldn't do anything. When it comes to the internet, it was Greek, it was foreign to me. So I had to go and do what? I had to go and equip myself. I had to grow my capacity and ability. And when I grew that, I decided to choose a niche that I was going to play into. And when I chose a niche that I was going to play into, I was able to identify the value I can offer in the marketplace. And I did what? I exchanged it for value. So every time you find yourself broke, every time you find yourself in business, things are not going well, the question you should ask yourself is, what can you do? When you ask that question, the answers come within you. And that is why I started by teaching us about you being a spirit being. The answer to every problem you have is within you, but you need to connect with your spirituality so that the inspiration to the answer will be given to you from within, from the spirit realm. When you connect to your spirituality, the inspiration, the answers to what you seek will flow naturally to you. All right. And that is why I started by reminding us that we are what? We are a spirit being. Okay, so having said that, you see, every situation in life will always ask you, what can you do? Every situation you find yourself, bad situation, good and ugly, will always ask you, what can you do? And that's why I need you to note that whatever it is that limits you is not always what you don't have. Whenever you see yourself in a situation and if you feel that you're limited, you can't break over that ceiling at that level in your life. It's not always about what you don't have, but it's about what you have and don't know you have, or about what you have and don't know how to use it. For example, that time when life happened to me, I found myself at ground zero. Guess what? I discovered I had something. I had a list of all my, because then I run seminars, offline seminar, entrepreneurship conferences. I was a consultant for a contact firm. So we travel around different states running seminars. So I discovered at that time I was broke. I had a list of contacts of over 10,000 people. And with what I was learning, to advance my skill, I had to do what? Sell the value to them. And my ability to have that, despite I was at ground zero, was what made me to raise up raise back up within 4 months to become a millionaire. And right now, I've even grown from grace to glory. Like, I've advanced from that level. Okay, so the reason why some of us always feel stuck when life happens to us or when things happen to our business is because you are not aware. It's not about what you don't have that is keeping you where you are. No, trust me, the solution to you to raise from where you are in business and in life to where you want to be is within you. You just have to find it. You just have to discover it. Most time, what limits you is not what you don't have, is what you have and don't know how to use, or don't even know that you have it. That is what limits you. And that is why you must learn how to connect to your spirituality. You must learn how to connect to your spirit being, connect with the spirit realm, so that the Holy Spirit can inspire you and give you the information you need and bring understanding to some of the information you're feeding on. And that understanding, when the understanding comes, when you implement and execute, it becomes wisdom. And that in return is what will be customized to give you a unique result, which could be wealth or money or whatever it is you want to achieve. Okay, so this is where the word ignorance is expressed, when you are not aware that you have something. When you are going through a situation or a phase in life and you feel that it's because you don't have X, Y, Z, that's why you are in this state. No, what limits you is because you are not aware of what you have, or you are not aware of how to use what you have. And when you are in that state, that is what we call ignorance. That's where ignorance is expressed. It is here. It is there that we say you are ignorant of your capacity, your capability, and what you have, and you not even knowing how to use it. So simply, you are ignorant, meaning you ignore the things you have. You are not even aware you have them, or you are aware you have them but you don't even know how to use them. All right, so my dear alpha lions in business, I need you to stop ignoring the things that you have. Those things you have, there's this saying that I always say, start with where you are, with what you have, and with what you can do, because from there you can build up. But a lot of people are not even aware of where they are. A lot of people are not even aware of what they can do. A lot of people are not even aware of what they have. And that is ignorance. You're ignoring all those things, and yet you are looking for the shiny object. All right, so never give excuse as to why you don't have something, because excuses define you as a failure. When you take responsibility, you produce results. Own up to responsibility. Take responsibility for your life. Stop the blame game of blaming things around you. You see, there's something I always do. Whenever things go wrong, I sit myself down and I ask myself, I blame myself first and I analyze myself. Where did I go wrong to allow this thing to happen? I take responsibility. And that's one of the characteristics of successful people. We take responsibility for our failures, our success, everything that happens to us. We take responsibility. We don't blame it on other people. Okay, so learn to take responsibility. When you take responsibility, then trust me, you'll be able to create the results you want. Remember, excuses cannot be deposited in the bank. So the more excuses you're giving, the poorer you become. So stop looking for excuses. And that is why, if you keep giving excuses, you keep finding yourself still in the same state which you don't like. And many of you will find yourself being broke. All right. And that is why you are broke. You are giving excuses. That is why your business is not growing. You are giving excuses. You are not ready to spend money to market. You are not ready to take the risks to make your business grow. And you are broke. Your business is not growing anywhere. Nothing is happening. Why? Because you are giving excuses. And if you keep giving excuses, it then means that you are lazy. And you end up justifying your laziness by being busy. And that's why you give excuses. You make excuses and you justify it by being what? By being busy doing unproductive things. And that's why I need all of you listening to me right now to repeat after me. Call yourself, mention your name. I, Eminent Augusta, I will never be lazy and I refuse to make excuses ever again. Say it out loud and repeat it 3 times. I, call your name. I, Eminent Augusta, I will never be lazy and I refuse to make excuses ever again. Because the more you take responsibility for your life, the more capacity you build within yourself to produce the results you desire. All right. So now, with the question, what can you do? Boils down to what skills you have. What are those skills that you have that you can use to solve someone else's problem to get paid for it? I was in a consultation section with one of my clients this afternoon, and we were discussing about something, and he was just focused on, I want to make money, I want to make money. I was like, you are coming into the business world. He told me that he resigned, and he resigned from his job. He wants to go into business, fully online business. And when he was talking, I had to make him clear on something. I told him, you are coming into the business world. The question you need to ask yourself is, what skill do I have? What value do I have that I can use in solving someone's problem in the marketplace and exchange it for value? Thereby, money will be the reward that comes from my problem solving. Okay, so you must ask yourself, what skills do you have that you can use to solve someone else's problem and get paid for it? And that is why one of the skill that you need to know among every other skill, which is the father of all skill and the greatest of all skill, is the skill called selling. If you can sell, trust me, you will never ever be broke, ever, ever again. If you know how to sell, you will be highly valued wherever you go. If you know how to sell, whenever there is a need or a demand for money, you'll be able to raise money anytime, any day. But if you have the skills, the right skills that solve problem, and you are broke, it means that you don't know how to sell your skill. You don't know the business of your skill, which is how to sell your skill and monetize it. You don't know, and that is the issue you're having if you have a skill and yet you're broke. And that is why I need you to know that your ability to sell will always keep you in the realm of wealth. Selling is the greatest skill of all. Ignore all those people that whenever they mention anything selling, they shy away. We all sell every day. It may not be physical products, but we sell a lot of things. Right from when we were kids, we started selling. We had, in fact, as a child, you had the highest negotiation skill, where whatever you want, you cry, and you keep crying. Like my nephew, that is almost 6 months old. When he was 3 months old, I traveled to help my sister with the omugo. This guy, he doesn't allow us to sleep. You already know now. First, second, third month of a child, you don't sleep. You always do night vigil. They sleep in the afternoon, but in the night, that's when they play. And they want you to play. And we will be tired as an adult, and we need to sleep. They don't understand that night is time for sleeping. So at that point, they just want you to be throwing them up, doing janglova, singing for them, dancing, playing. This is what this child wants. And they have the highest negotiation skills. Why? You must give them what they want, or else there's no but. It's a must. Whatever they want, you must give it to them. If not, they'll keep crying. In fact, my nephew's cry is so worse that if his mom is not around and he starts that crying, he doesn't hear sorry. He doesn't understand the word sorry. The only thing that will make him keep quiet is when he feels the presence of his mom and the mom comes close. I wonder how he knows that it's not the mom that is carrying him. I know they always perceive this breast milk kind of smell. So he does, and once he start crying, he will close his eyes so that he won't see where you are telling him sorry. He will close his eye and focus on his loud cry that the entire neighborhood will think that something bad is happening to their child. Why? That's his negotiation skill. He wants something. He's demanding for his mother. He's demanding for a breast milk. He's demanding for the mother to calm him down. So it's very important. Everybody can sell. You've been selling one way or the other, referring people to services, product that you enjoy. But the thing is, you are not being rewarded for it. So why don't you learn how to advance your selling skill and be rewarded for it? Okay, so let me explain. If everything I have right now is taken away from me, I can get back on my feet and get back to wealth and get back to being rich just by selling, because I know how to sell. And that was what saved me when life hit me hard a few years ago. When I lost everything, I found myself in ground zero. I was broke. But because I had the ability to sell, I rose back up in less than 120 days. And that is why I need you to go out there and sell something. Even as a business person, you want to raise funds, go and sell. Go and learn how to sell. There are different ways of selling, both online and offline. And the best way you can learn how to sell is actually by selling. As much as it's good to go for a course, go for training, go for different things, is in the practicalization of what you've learned. Remember, not you get information, you consume the information to get knowledge, and you implement and execute. That is where the understanding comes into play, and you gain wisdom, and you are now wise, and your execution brings in the customized and desired results that you want. So the only way you can be best and good at selling or learning how to sell is actually by selling. So go and practice and keep practicing how to sell. Why? Because selling is the only solution to your money problem. Selling is the only solution to your business problem. But when it comes to the business world, where you see a lot of businesses, because I have a lot of them telling me, I need more sales, I need more sales, I need more sales. The first thing I always tell them, because I always start with the mindset. Remember, as a business owner, your mindset, your business take the reflection of the mind of the owner. I'll always tell them, sales is good, but your focus should not be on sales. Your focus should be on marketing, because the more marketing you do, the more sales you have. The more visibility you gain in marketing, the more sales you have. The moment your marketing drops, trust me, your sales will drop. So the online way you can learn how to sell is not just by enrolling into a course or training, but by actually selling. You learn by doing, you learn by practicing, you learn how to sell by selling. See, I want to tell us something. You can grow from a person that can't sell to a person that can sell out like crazy. Trust me on that. I could remember when I finished my university, I was in my early stage of entrepreneurship. I had to learn how to sell. I could remember those days when I stand on a stage and I speak to people. People will be sleeping and I couldn't make a sale. And at the end of the day, my mentor then would demand that I pay him an amount of money for not being able to close a sale. But I was determined to learn. And after a period of 6 to 8 months, almost a year, I was given the opportunity. I was challenged to go back and stand on a stage. The first time I stood on a stage, I had like five people in my audience, and I was talking. They were all sleeping. I couldn't make a sale. But while I kept practicing and practicing, after 1 year, I was given that opportunity. In fact, I was challenged to go back and sell in front of a crowd of over 100 people. That was when I was in Kaduna State. And ladies and gentlemen, because I've been practicing, working on myself, I stood on that stage. After my presentation, I sold out like crazy. So trust me when I say it's possible for you to move and grow from someone that cannot sell to someone that can sell out like crazy. It's a process, but you just have to trust in your ability to advance in your skill, advance in your practice, and keep learning and implementing and keep selling. Keep, even when you receive the no, even when things are not, just keep practicing. Trust me, practice makes improvements. So selling your skill will pay you when you sell shamelessly to people. It's not about being so self-aware that you are feeling shy or that. No, shyness does not put money in your bank account. You must learn how to sell and sell shameless. There's nothing like you are doing too much when it comes to marketing. That too much, that excess is what you actually need in order for you to sell and make sales. Okay, so remember, people are your greatest assets. So learn to network with them, meet them. Don't forget to learn the skill of selling and keep sharpening your selling skill. All right. So my assignment to each and every one of us today listening to me, especially those of us on Zoom, is I need you to go and write down at least 5 things that you can do. Because whenever you are being asked the question of what can you do, go and write down 5 things that you can do. Then explain to yourself, write it down. How can you use those things to earn money? How can you sell your skill to earn money? If you're listening to me right now and you don't know how to sell and you want to learn how to sell, if you're listening to me right now, you want to learn how to sell, you truly desire to learn how to sell, either as a beginner or as an intermediate, or you want to sharpen your selling skill as an intermediate or a professional, I have 3 things for you. There are 3 ways I can help you learn and master the art of selling. The first way is for you to buy my ebook on the money biochemistry or the 24/7 business blueprint. I have that on my website. You can access the ebook. It comes with a video version, and also it goes for 5,000 naira. That's $5. So for those of you that want it, just use the link in the description section or on my bio. For those of us on Instagram, for those of us um on YouTube, for those of us on Zoom, I'm going to send you the link. So use the go to the use the link, and go to my course area, then you obtain the book. Now, you can also, the second way I can help you to learn how to sell is to enroll in my course. I have a course that is titled How to Sell Beyond Borders. That course goes for 70,000. You can use the link, visit my website www.eminentaugusta.com and go to the course area and enroll for the course. All right, that is the second way. The third way I can help you is by signing up for my one-on-one coaching, where I come online with you one-on-one. We spend time, I guide you on the process of how to sell at your personal time, and also in a flexible way that is conducive and unique and tailored to you and your business. Okay, so here I'll teach you how to sell, give you the selling strategy that you need to implement in your business, be it a product-based business, a service-based business that will help you sell out like crazy. But my one-on-one done for you coaching section is 350,000. Then my one-on-one done with you coaching section is 200,000. So some of you that need a personalized one-on-one section, whereby it's just me and you on the section on the call, and I guide you, we talk together, you can be vulnerable enough to open up and I can guide you on your path, then you can go for that one. All right, so these are the three ways I can help you, and I can work with you to help you advance and enhance your selling skill. So whichever one you want to learn, either number one, number two, send a DM, comment, or use the link in my bio. Just use the link in my bio, visit my website or in the description and gain access to that. All right, so to learn more and gain access to any of these things I've mentioned, use the link in the description, like I said, or my bio. Go to the course area pricing section to enroll into any of the choice you select. And once again, thank you very much for your time. I love each and every one of you, and I'm rooting for you. And don't forget to like this video. The thank you you're going to give me for having this, for being on this section, those of you on YouTube and on Instagram, is like this video, share your contribution in the comments, and also share this video to at least 5 or 10 persons that you know that needs to listen to the video. If you found it valuable, share it to them, and don't forget to follow this page on Instagram, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you all on the inside. Thank you very much.